Today is the day where we're going to grind a giant skunk into hamburger. Ordinary people like you can't understand Team Galactic's grand designs. Well, not to nitpick, but... Oh, way to ruin the joke, jackass! I was about to nitpick about how you don't know what was going on either, but you totally ruined it. Anyway, this is the final floor with the bike shop guy and Jupiter. No doubt talking friendly over a cup of tea. Who am I kidding? Anyway, of course, those walls here sort of look like a child's bedroom, but had it been Mars that I fought here, I would have made a bedroom joke, but who knows? Maybe Jupiter is into the same kind of kinky stuff that Mars is into. Anyway, here it is, the big battle that I've been waiting for a while, only to have my fun completely ruined by the fact that Grodel evolved in time. Anyway, here we go. Bite on Zubat, just like against Mars, and one-hit KO, wonderful. And here comes the Skuntank. Keep battling, thank you very much. I'm not going to be sending out Bidoof here. I'm going to use Earthquake since it's Skuntank's only weakness, actually. So thank God I have Earthquake here. And there we go. It looks like it's been hit by a truck, which is appropriate since it is, after all, a skunk. And the battle was so easy that the song didn't even have the time to loop once. That was way too easy. I had more difficulty with Mars, who was, in theory, easier. But, okay, yeah, blah, blah, blah. You've defeated us, but we can still go on with our plan, which is fairly cliche for, the early game like this. And, yeah, way to spill the beans. I didn't ask you anything, I just wanted to get back the Pokemon, but since you're kind enough to let me in on your boss's plans, which aren't even his plans at all, yeah, whatever. So, now the bike shop owner is going to congratulate me for what I did. So, the reward for doing this is twofold. I'm going to get a free bike out of the deal, and I'm also going to get a Togepi from Cynthia. And I know I've said that Cynthia was useless beyond giving me cut. Well, I sort of forgot about the Togepi, which is odd considering it's my second team member and all. Oh wow, an upgrade! This definitely wasn't there in Diamond and Pearl, considering the Porygon line wasn't in the Sinnoh-Dex, in the original Sinnoh-Dex. So yeah, of course this is Platinum only. This evolves Porygon into Porygon 2, so I'm gonna make my way back down. And before exiting the building, if you don't mind, I'm going to save, because naturally I'm going to be getting that Togepi, and as I said, I want one with Serene Grace, of course, and a decent nature. I'm not going to be too picky. After all, there's a 50% chance that I could end up with a Hustle Togepi, which I don't want at all. So if I get, well, I could get an average nature and it would do. So, okay, now Cynthia should be somewhere in the city. I think somewhere around here. No? Maybe if I go down here? No? Come on, where is she? Well, I'm gonna go get the bike first, since no, the bike shop isn't here either. I completely... Oh! There you are! Come on, give me my egg. Give me my egg. She was looking for me? No, I was looking for you! I was looking for you. I wanted you to have this Pokemon egg. Will you accept it? Well, of course I'm going to accept it. But here's a legitimate question. Why me? I think it's just because she's into the whole stalking game. She loves it so much she gives me free presents for no apparent reason. And now, if you'll excuse me, before I hatch the egg off-screen and re-roll it if the need arises, I'm going to go pick up my bike, which is going to make the process a lot faster. Now, in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, the bike is basically a combination of the Mach bike and the Acro bike from Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. There's the slow gear and the fast gear. The slow gear, well, you can't do acrobatics with it anymore, but you have high acceleration and low top speed. And for those of you who want to unleash the Lewis Hamilton in themselves, There's the fast gear, where the acceleration is rather poor, but the top speed is much higher, much like the Mach bike in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. And he's repeating exactly what I just said, except he calls it the third gear and the fourth gear. So I'm going to be back in a few. I'm just going to hatch that Togepi and reroll it, and I will give you news of how it turned out when I come back. Whee! Serene Grace, neutral natured Togepi on my first try. Just wonderful. Didn't even need to re-roll it. And I also took the liberty of grinding it to level 11, because here I'm going to give you a little tip for increasing your Pokemon's happiness a little bit faster. Here's the deal. You all know that a Pokemon gains happiness when leveling up, right? Well, it gains more happiness when leveling up the lower its happiness is. So the trick to squeezing a few more happiness points out of your grinding session is to grind your Pokemon as soon as possible. As soon as you catch it or it hatches out of the egg. So yeah, you can get a few extra points that way, so that means eventually your Pokemon can maybe evolve a few levels earlier than you expected. It only works for leveling out, though. Happiness acquired in any other manner, it will always be the same thing, no matter how much your happiness is. And, of course, if you have the Sooth Bell attached, there will be a boost, and the item that you saw attached to my Togepi is, of course, the Sooth Bell, which is going to be stapled to it until it evolves into Togetic. I have no idea. Oh, crap! Oh my god, I'm getting my ass kicked by a Staravia! Uh-oh, this is not good. 100 damage. Oh, crap, and it's a Fierce Staravia on top of that. Oh my god. I just barely cheated death against a Fierce Staravia. Of course, it's not a proper fear, didn't have a focus sash or anything like that, but barely surviving that bite sort of counts as sort of an attempt at a fear strategy, and it would have worked had I done a little bit more damage with bite, or had I oops, sorry, I just pressed the gear change button by accident, which is the run button when you're not on your bike. Anyway, what was I saying again? Something about that Staravia, to be sure. Yeah, I might have just died had I done a little bit more damage with bite, or had its quick attack done more damage as well, hit a critical maybe. But all that matters is that I'm okay. Once again, my awesome Pokemon street cred has barely survived. And I wonder if that's going to be a recurring theme. Almost getting my ass kicked by some random trainer after beating a Galactic Commander. Happened with Mars, and now just happened again with Jupiter. Well, I'm going to be a lot more careful around Staravias from now on. You can believe me when I say that. Especially since Barry is going to have one of those bastards from here on in. Oh god, this is going to be wonderful. Having to contend with Staravias, of course it's going to be easier to deal with once I get something that can attack it specially, whether it's something like, Ancient Power Togetic or Ice Beam Vaporeon, but whatever. That's not the point I'm trying to make. Anyway, this is Route 206, which is a blatant ripoff of Route 110 from Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. You got the cycling road, which I'm on, which goes over the low road that's full of tall grass and stuff, and yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. But when I reach the bottom of the cycling road, I'm going to be close to Orberg. And remember that mud slope I couldn't climb the first time I was in Orberg? Well, I'm going to be able to go up and down that slope as I want. And as I said back when I was in Orberg, just up from that mud slope there is Dom that is going to give me the Versus Seeker when I get there. This is going to be extremely useful for grinding. I might attempt to evolve my Bibarel and give a few more levels to my Togetic. Well, I have the chance, maybe evolve it, though I wouldn't really hold my breath. It takes a lot of happiness to evolve a Pokemon that evolves through happiness, even with the Sooth Bell. Anyway, in the Pokemon news department, there's been a poll over the last few months in Japan basically asking which Pokemon is your favorite, and the winner of the poll would move on to be distributed in the Dream World. Well, people were smart and they went for a Pokemon that they couldn't easily obtain, an event Pokemon, and they have chosen naturally the strongest of them all, supposedly Arceus. And, of course, they really went for those that they couldn't get otherwise, because the runner-ups were Darkrai and Deoxys. And, you know, there are just two things about the Arceus distribution that irk me. And by the way, the distribution is underway right now. You can get it from the Dream World if you have a specific password, which I believe is Judgment in Japanese. Oh, a Staravia. I'm gonna be careful this time around that thing. I'm going to send in, Togepi to absorb the Intimidate, then I'm going to switch right back to Torterra. Of course, because Togepi is going to get obliterated by anything that level 20 Staravia is going to throw at it. That and dying equals losing happiness, which is, of course, not good. Anyway, as I said, there are two things that annoy me about the Arceus distribution. It's the fact that the people went for a Pokemon that didn't have a Dream World ability. It still has the same old boring multi-type, and it's even level 100 to boot. Though I think you can increase EVs past 100 in Generation 5 with those feather items, so there will be no restrictions on Arceus anymore once Pokemon Lab is updated to Generation 5 standards, but yeah, no Dream World ability is sort of annoying. I really could have settled for something, an existing legendary with a cool Dream World ability like Regeneration Hoop or Lightning Rod Zapdos, Water Absorbed Suicune, something like that. But you know what? Arceus is okay too, even if it doesn't impact competitive play in any way. Still, it means more people can add Arceus to their collection, which is okay, I guess. And the second thing, you want to know what Arceus' special move is in that distribution? Hyper Beam! No, I'm not kidding. They saddled it up with possibly one of the worst moves it could possibly have. Because, of course, I won't get into why Hyper Beam sucks. I think everyone is familiar with the reason why Hyper Beam sucks so bad by now. But why not an old move that was in Generation 4 as a TM or a move tutor that didn't come back in Generation 5? Anything, like Dark Pulse, Dragon Pulse, Iron Head, anything but freaking Hyper Beam! Jesus! And, I heard that. I don't remember exactly how much the Hyper Beam TM costs in Generation 5, or if you can even buy it, but the fact that you can give it out in infinite quantities means that it's fairly pointless to have Hyper Beam as a special move on Arceus anyway. So we just got trolled by Game Freak big time! Now, I don't know if we're gonna have a similar poll in the future, but if we do have one, then my vote is definitely go to one of the aforementioned legendaries that can be accessed through normal gameplay of a given game, like, as I said, Zapdos, Suicune, or Who, but something that actually has a new Dream World ability and something that could become legitimately usable on Pokemon Lab, because right now, if Pokemon Lab were to support Generation 5, the quantity of Dream World abilities that could be used on there would be rather slim. Pretty much the only things that could be used would be the Pokemon in the 3 currently known areas of the Dream World, some of the starter batches, but without the egg moves since they were there as Dream World events, and Dream World events always appear to be male because they don't want us to breed those things to infinity so that they wouldn't be rare anymore. And I went so far off track that I completely forgot what I was talking about in the first place. But anyway, if there is a poll, I am probably going to vote for Zapdos, Suicune, or Who. I haven't decided which one yet. So, think that's going to be all for today, so next time on Pokemon Platinum, I'm going to grab the Versus Seeker and probably do a few other things of little importance as well.